Tesla's secret weapon, the Giga Press. Tesla's working on getting better day by day, and they're investing a considerable amount in different projects. The most recent one is the installation of a Giga Press in all of its factories. Giga Press is huge by every means, and is produced by Italy-based IDRA Group. In this video, we will tell you about the specialties of Giga Press and how many edges Tesla will get after doing all this. Giga Press name is similar to Tesla Gigafactory, but the IDRA Group first came up with this name. Giga Press is used for die casting aluminum. With a clamping force of 55,000 to 61,000 kilonewtons, they're renowned for being the world's largest high-pressure die casting machine. Each device weighs between 410 and 430 tons. That's 900,000 and 950,000 pounds respectively. Tesla has made significant investments in its Giga Press and will likely continue, but how much competitive advantage do these enormous machines provide? Given the company's penchant for undertaking large-scale projects, it should not be surprising that Giga Presses will be found at Tesla's factories. By all measures, these are enormous and may even dwarf human residents. With the 61 kilonewton clamping force capacity, the Giga Press is the most potent die casting machine ever produced. For only one, more than 20 flatbed trucks are needed due to their weight of over 400 tons. The Italian manufacturing business IDRA manufactures them, and from what we've heard, Tesla has been a long-time customer. They have dimensions of 20 meters by 7.5 meters by 6 meters. There's still many orders that have not been filled. Specialty of Giga Press. It's interesting to note that Giga Press, despite being associated with Tesla's Gigafactory, was originally a moniker created by IDRA. Tesla constructs the chassis of its vehicle as a single unit using the Giga Press. The automaker will only deal with a maximum of 3 pieces instead of 100 additional parts if it has practiced bolting and welding things together, similar to how the auto industry has continuously operated. How does Giga Press work? Like other die casting machines, Giga Presses operate by using a plunger to pour hot, liquid metal into a mold that will be used repeatedly. The scale at which a Giga Press performs things makes a remarkable difference. Consider a plastic toy car, often constructed from a single piece before the tires are attached to obtain an accurate impression. Imagine supposing the complete car's chassis was constructed similarly, but with metal this time. With silicone and aluminum combined to create its chassis, the Giga Press theoretically qualifies as an alloy because it melts the metal using Tesla's external furnace. An appropriate quantity is then pumped into the mold by a plunger, while the alloy melts at about 850 degrees Celsius. The mold is opened and the chassis is removed to be cooled to 50 degrees Celsius in a water bath after reaching 400 degrees Celsius for cooling. After that, the robot will drill all of the necessary holes. The chassis will then examine its flaws and trim its rough edges. The front and back elements of the chassis, which are connected to the battery pack structure, will form a maximum of 3 separate pieces. Giga Press is revolutionizing the auto sector. It means that Tesla can produce more cars than the competition. You can contrast this with the several labor-intensive processes required to fabricate and fasten more than 100 pieces together. After seeing a Giga Press in operation, JP Morgan was amazed. They projected that a plant with 10 Giga Presses operating regular shifts could produce 350,000 Model Y chassis annually using some simple arithmetic utilizing a cycle time of 4 to 5 minutes. And the reason for that is because the Model Y chassis needs 2 Giga Presses, a requirement that rises as the Giga Presses approach manufacturer specifications. Although they are still being observed, workers from the Fremont firm have been witnessed to finish the task in less than 200 seconds. Reduction in the labor force and increased productivity. When you contrast this with all the stages involved in labor, this indicates that a brand new facility can quickly produce 100,000 units in its first year of operation. Such enormous numbers are practically unheard of in the auto manufacturing industry. It's essential to remember that Tesla plans to produce 750,000 vehicles this year, and 50% more the following year. Economically beneficial. Cost savings is the second benefit of gigapresses. Because they have a high initial investment and low running costs, certain muskets are obsessed with lowering the cost of production for each vehicle, and there isn't much coupling or lifting required. For instance, a single gigapress eliminates the need for around 300 robots. We know that Tesla is establishing research and manufacturing facilities in China to develop a very affordable vehicle. One can probably assume that one of the first things to be installed will be a gigapress. The single-piece chassis benefits the cars themselves. For starters, unlike welding and bolting pieces, they do not have flaws inherent in weak joints or misaligned parts. Because of their superior structural design and lower weight, they can travel further on a single charge. That means that Tesla has discovered a quicker and more affordable way to surpass its forebears and produce superior cars. Due to its increased gigapress orders from IDRA, Tesla has outperformed the competition. Although the former steel structure will make more power to cast, it is anticipated to use a gigapress for its forthcoming cybertrucks and semi-trucks. Musk said the pickup truck's last body cast would require an 8,000-ton casting press. It was intended to start in California in May 2020, with the preparation work for installing the first gigapress die casting machine. Fremont of Gigapress. In May 2020, Tesla asked the city of Fremont for building permits so that it may remove a car wash at the Tesla factory and erect a metal structure in the shape of an arc to house casting equipment. A casting, tooling, and process engineer position headquartered at the Tesla factory in Fremont was posted by Tesla in May and June 2020. This position would be in charge of ramping up production of the first gigapress. Permits were applied for and obtained on June 26, 2020, for foundations to support the gigapress at Fremont. The installation of the drilling and tapping, or drill and tap, section for the gigapress-based casting line at the Fremont factory necessitated the relocation of electrical infrastructure and the lifting of the compressed air pipeline by 1.8 meters, or 6 feet, in July 2020. The infilling of a pit was necessary for the drill and tap, or D&T, area preparations. Installation was needed for several systems. Tesla submitted construction work permit applications for die casting machine number 2, DCM2, in Fremont at the end of July 2020. Early in August 2020, the casting cell and first gigapress were primarily finished after being built outdoors at the General Assembly building's north end. In September 2020, the Model Y single-piece rear casting began to be produced in trial runs on the first gigapress at Fremont, DCM1, and the second gigapress at Fremont, DCM2, setup. Cadillac, BMW, and Audi have all used casting in their vehicles before Tesla. Therefore, the company is not the first to do so, but no one has made the kind of massive casting that Tesla is. We'll have to wait and see how the rest of the sector tries to catch up, but we know this is not a sector with much potential to bring about change. Tesla might therefore be able to maintain its lead for a time. That's all for today's video. We hope you enjoyed watching it and found it inspirational. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned so that you can stay updated when we come up with more exciting content soon.